Mom, who was a breast cancer survivor due to early detection. When I was a kid, we would race to see how fast we could beat this game. It's great to see it speedrun for such a great cause. Good luck to all the racers. Talgen donates $10. First time donating. DKC Trilogy were my first games. Great to see them played to help fight cancer. Thank you to all GDQ staff for helping me through my life and helping countless others through charity. Psycho donates $40. Hey everyone, thanks for running such a great event. My mother was diagnosed with melanoma back in 2011, and thankfully, due to early detection, it was caught before it could do any major harm to her. It's great to see people come together to support a wonderful cause. Shoutouts from the Undernight in-birth community and the FGC. Much love. I'll donate an extra $30 if you say my name right. You should know this, and I hope I did. Anonymous donates $75 and says, a screening caught something that could have ended up being a lot worse for my mother. A big thank you to all of you who donate to help defeat cancer, and to my mother, who showed me how to play Donkey Kong Country when I was barely old enough to hold a controller. We've got another donation, $30 donation from Anonymous. DKC3 is my favorite childhood game. I only wish 10-year-old me could watch the game I sunk so many hours into. Muteki donates $508.37. He says, this is going to put us over for the Prince's Glitch exhibition. Shout outs to you. Thank you for that donation. Natters donates $300 and says, I don't have $100,000 to give, but I'll do what I can. Watching this run has been incredible and has brought back all kinds of wonderful childhood memories. Save the frames, save the animals, I don't care, as long as we save the people from cancer. Keep up the good work, everyone. James. Yes. Can you throw it? And one donation here from Ryan P. with $80. Hi, AGDQ. This is my second year watching and first time donating. I really appreciate all the hard work that everyone brings together to destroy cancer. Major props to the runners, shout out to the casters, and big ups to the AV team. And save those poor, poor animals. And again, thank you for everybody for getting us over $900,000. Thank you everyone who donated. But let's take it to the interview team right now to speak with some of the runners.
Okay, this is not going well.
Yeah. Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to AGDQ 2017. I am Spike Machida. That was an absolutely sick race we got to just watch. I am joined by the anchor of the winning team, Supreezy, my boy Supreme. And kind of, and tell me if I'm wrong about this, kind of the main figurehead that really made this all come together. Antilles 58, you just heard him on commentary. I want to start with you, Antilles. Where did the inspiration for this all come from?
Yeah, so a few months ago we were talking on Twitter about maybe what we wanted to submit for AGDQ this year, and we were leaning towards maybe a DKC2 any percent four-way race again. It had been a while since we'd seen that. We thought any percent would be good, but then Christmas actually chimed in and said, "What about a trilogy relay?" So that's kind of what planted the seed for the idea. Then as submission time sort of came around, I know myself and Canis were really interested in that, and we're kind of poking around saying, "Hey, are we going to do this? What's happening?"
Sure.
And finally I was like, you know, somebody just is going to have to do this if it's going to happen.
Right.
So I basically just took the job of bugging a bunch of people on Twitter and putting it together. And then when we saw how successful the Tropical Freeze Relay was that you guys had at SGDQ, you know,
yeah, I get that. Thank you. Yep.
A little more than just pressing Y in that one, I guess. But
Sure.
when we
There's
saw
like
that,
another button. It's crazy. Yeah.
But then I went back and asked Chris if she was really the person who came up with the the idea, and she said she actually came up with it because you suggested it. So
Oh.
this whole thing was actually your idea.
Way to go, Spike.
You're welcome. Just throwing that out there. All right. Well, that's awesome. So there's so much organization that has to go into it. You got to be lucky enough to find, you guys didn't just find 2 teams, you were able to find 3 teams of genuinely a lot of the best runners in the world.
Absolutely.
I did not feel like there was anyone here that lagged any of the other teams behind. Everyone was at a high level. Anybody could have beaten anybody else in this
Absolutely.
race. Also, you had to put together a good commentary team that could carry over 2 hours of talking about rolling monkeys. What was your preparation like in working
Yeah.
with Zara and Claude?
Well, we knew we could do it because it was the 3 of us last year during Void's 102% run, and we got a lot of really good feedback from that. I've run all 3 games. I've done 2 the most, but I put some time into the others as well. So I knew them all really well. And then selfishly, I figured, hey, if I'm going to put this together, I might as well talk about it. But Claude was a no-brainer. Claude is the godfather of Donkey Kong Country speedrunning. He knows everything about these games. World record holder in 2 for a long time until Void showed up. World record holder in 3 for a long time until Sweet Mind showed up. So he basically has done more for these than anybody. And then Mr. Zara the Mant is just, he's a great guy, and he's a great runner of these games as well.
Sure.
More prominent in Donkey Kong Country 1, but has run all 3 and has had a lot of experience at these GDQs as well.
Yeah, there was like a certain amount of, I guess, a unique, almost charismatic energy that he was able to bring
Definitely,
to it.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, you, all 3 of you, I felt like bounced off of each other
Right,
really well,
right.
which is really important for a commentary team. I want to ask both of you real quick, do you feel like there's another trilogy or what, a relay of some sort that you think could work great for another GDQ at some point? I know, obviously, this is the one that's close to y'all's hearts.
Right.
But between Ninja Gaiden and that, we did the Tropical Freeze relay, I think there's potential for a lot that could be done.
NES Super Mario Bros.
Definitely.
All right.
One,
Yeah.
Lost Levels 2, 3.
Yeah,
For sure,
that's
that
a
would be
great candidate. I'd love to see a Mega Man relay of
Oh,
some
yeah.
sort. Mega Man is close to my heart, so
All right.
that would be cool.
I look forward to those. Let's kick it over to Supreme. So I was sitting there in the audience thinking about it, and it was nearing the end of Donkey Kong Country 2. We've been playing for over an hour and 10 minutes, and I said, Supreme's been sitting up on that stage. He's gonna run this game, and he's been going for an hour and 12 minutes, and he has not touched the controller or anything. What was kind of just rushing through your mind? Did your nerves settle at all? Were they constantly amping up as you went?
You know, after all this time, it's the thing that really got me was when Canis took his headset off during DKC2, and he goes, the audio is really low. And I'm like, oh boy, because Bleak Skip is entirely audio dependent. If you saw me, I don't even look at the screen. When I'm doing runs at home, when I'm doing runs in the practice room, I don't look at the screen. I look down, I've got my sole attention on the music, and then having my audio playing at the same time, I was kind of like, this is going to be an interesting experience. But as far as prep goes, I mean, I've been running this game for 3 years. You know, I pumped out 49s like every day in the practice room, so there weren't a lot of nerves as far as that goes.
Sure. Even sitting on stage for as long as you were without actually playing the run yet, was there like a little extra pressure? I know, I will openly admit, I put extra pressure on myself in the Tropical Freeze relay where I said, if I die or I don't get a run going well, I'm letting myself down. But now I'm letting my teammates down. Do you put extra pressure on yourself in that way?
Well, I might have, given the situation, but I was so blessed to have Eason and Waffle as my teammates. Eason is
A pretty
the
stacked team.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Best-
all stacked.
They really
best
are.
DKC
Yeah.
runner one in the world. I mean, he put out a good run. Waffle, can we talk about Waffle's run?
Yes, please.
What was that,
Ridiculous.
4108?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
That's
You
the
know-
greatest DKC2 run of all in a GDQ ever.
I think it beats the previous high by like a minute.
Yeah, I don't know what your DKC3, I'm not trying to dog on
Yeah.
you, you obviously did a great job as well. Pretty sure best DKC one time ever in a marathon, a 33:30 something.
It was insane.
And the best DKC 2 time
Yeah.
we may ever see at a GDQ
I would
in a
venture to
4108.
guess that all 3 of us, I don't know who had the best time among me, Nock, and Suzuri, but those were the 3 best
Yeah.
times ever.
It was
I
absolutely
mean, it's
crazy.
not like there's been a ton of them. There's been myself and Morks. but-
Right.
Or I guess in the race
Yeah.
last year.
But,
But all 3 of us, I think, beat the previous time. So
Whatever
we all,
the previous
we all had just
GDQ
really good
PBs
runs.
across the board in this relay. Not to mention just the trilogy relay. I mean, 208, that's about what you guys were.
208 would be
yeah.
the fastest time the trilogy has ever been completed, and that's to consider we didn't even pause the game.
yeah.
World
yeah.
record
Timer.
at a marathon.
Yeah.
All right, multiple.
We'll leave out
GDQ
that it's the
records.
only relay ever, but
Yeah.
technically world record.
So I wanted to go ahead and jump into a couple of Twitter questions. People throwing in a lot right here. We're getting set up for the game pretty quickly. This is we're always talking about the gameplay during these relays, but let's not forget, this trilogy has some of the greatest music in video game history.
Yes.
Do both of you guys, got a question here from Sealed Bliss. What is your favorite song or soundtrack from the DKC trilogy?
First, I got one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go cliche and go with Stickerbrush Symphony. It's just too good. If I had a close second, it would be Aquatic Ambience from DKC1.
I'm gonna be a homer here. Rockface Rumble, the Burn Your Ropes music.
That is actually a legit song.
That's a good one. That's really
During
good.
yeah.
Something to do during Burn Your Rope, I guess.
I was gonna say the benefit of having like 2.5 minutes there is that you get to listen to Rockface
Yeah,
Rumble for
it's
2.5 minutes.
They're all really good, though. It's hard to go wrong with
As a
this.
DKC fan myself, Mining Melancholy for days.
Oh,
Very
yeah,
good one, too.
yeah, very
Yeah.
good choice.
So-
It's all really close.
Yeah, you really can't go wrong. We got a question here from my boy Oglib. For Antilles 58, what's your favorite trick in the entire trilogy?
Leak skit? No. Probably there's a trick in the 102% rum called a Ramby jump, where you do it in Red Hot Ride and go really quickly across some bees.
Yes.
Check out
You
Void's
saw
run
it.
last year. Yep, at 102. That one's my favorite one. It looks really cool. It's hard to execute. A lot of fun.
For you?
Boy, I really love the super jump rolls. I can't do them to save my life.
Yeah,
but
those are cool.
when
I changed it. It's jump rolls. Yeah, when I got
In general, they look, and you
Yeah,
know they're
it's
frustrating. They're
jump
one
rolls.
frame, but every time they hit it,
every
it's
time.
nuts.
I mean, I've hit a few myself in runs, and you get so pumped. Those are just awesome.
Let's go ahead and get just one more question here real quick, then we'll shoot it over.
What's up, Glib? By the way.
Want to give a shout outs to one of our beloved community members, Essentia. Got a question here. Do you think there will ever be a DKC relay race that includes DKC returns and Tropical Freeze?
Love to see it. I don't know if it would work for this event because there'd be
Sure.
a lot of Donkey, and those two games would basically
Right.
double it. But that would be something really awesome to see in a smaller marathon.
Sure.
I'd absolutely love to see that. Like,
Yeah.
it's like that would end up being like what 5.5 hours of donkeys. That's kind of
It'd
a
be
stretch, but
quite a bit, yeah.
Right,
It's-
right.
There was another question there that asked about the 306 relay. Would you ever potentially see that?
If you watch my stream, I guess you'll
Sure,
see
yeah.
it. But
that might be something you
yeah.
guys need to just make sure to give
Yeah.
all these guys a
Yeah.
follow. Until he's 58, he does a lot of donkey himself. You just did a 306, the final stream.
Yeah.
I rated you.
You
The
did. That
final
was
stream,
my new
yeah.
viewer high, but thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah, you're
But,
welcome.
yeah, that was pretty bad. I hadn't done a DKC 1 or 3 run in a long time, but it's always fun.
Yeah.
It's a hard run, but it's fun. 306 it's cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was awesome. I'm glad that got to happen. Shouts to the games committee for letting it be there.
Definitely.
Big shouts to Antilles 58 and your entire crew for putting it together.
absolutely.
Supreme.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Great job anchoring
Yeah.
in the winning team, my friend. We're going to send you back over to AGDQ 2017 for Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
you.
All right, thanks again, Spike and Antilles, and congratulations to the winners of that race. Coming up, as Spike said, is Grand Theft Auto Vice City, run by KZ Fru. The specific category is any percent, no arbitrary co-execution. I will leave it up to KZ to explain what specifically that is. We have a $10 donation from Joseph F. I enjoy watching these events every time they're on, and this year the production value is incredible. Great job to all the runners so far, and good luck to all the runners to come. Let's see if we can reach the million before Saturday. Put this to the Dark Souls 3 glitch exhibition because that game deserves to be broken repeatedly. We have a $5 anonymous donation, taking on the Twitch chat challenge. My grandma died from lung cancer when I was 4 years old. I hope future generations won't have cancer prevent them from knowing that their grandparents. Won't prevent them from knowing their grandparents. Kill those animals. We have $10 from DigiC300. My grandfather passed away 6 days before Christmas from stage 4 bladder cancer. He had been fighting it for about 8 years, but ultimately could no longer fight it. What better way to donate to his honor than by donating during one of my favorite game series of all time? My donation will go to saving the animals, because animals are friends, not frames. We have $15 from Kinkadeb. Love this event, been watching for 2 years. Keep up the good work. Can't wait for SGDQ. We have $15 from Jalu. If you want to be a villain, number 1, you have to kill the animals while on your run. We have a $500 donation from Brandon. who did not leave a comment on his donation, but we still do appreciate all donations. And now we're going to take a very quick break to run a Twitch ad.
David, to a quick ad. We're going to do a Twitch ad, okay?
And welcome back to Awesome Games Done Quick 2017. We are now ready to hand it off to KZ Fru, who is going to help us all work on our suntan.
I'm live. Hello.
All right.
All right. Hello. This is I'm KZ Fru. Behind me, I have the lovely Emily Brooks, the illustrious Barry Sidney, and the marvelous Harpoon Cannon. And we're going to be playing some Grand Theft Auto Vice City. All right. So here we go. All right. So this game has gone through a lot of changes over the years. The first thing you'll probably notice is it's in Japanese. And that's because there is a specific glitch in this version of the game that doesn't crash. It's way later on in the game. It involves duplicating the same mission several times in order to trick the game into believing that we own more property than we actually do. And it cuts around 30 minutes of the run, actually. It's pretty fantastic. So the first thing we're going to do, you play Tommy Vercetti, and you have just gotten out of prison after spending 15 years in jail for the mob. And you kind of have a notorious reputation back home. So what they decided to do is to send you very, very far away to establish a business down south where you don't have a reputation and nobody knows your name. And so it's a very much, you know, the Horatio Alger rags to riches is what the 3D GTAs are all about. So the first thing we're going to do, I just saved a replay over a Rampage icon. Rampages are little mini games where you cause a lot of chaos. And I've now done a death abuse to get back to the hospital. So what the entire purpose of that was is I'm going to start this ambulance side mission and the Rampage at the same time, and then I'm going to cancel the ambulance side mission. And that's going to trick the game into thinking I'm not on a mission, even though I'll still have the Rampage running. And that'll allow me to start the storyline mission while having the Rampage going. And so this, I'm technically now on 2 missions at once. I've got the Rampage going, which I'm not going to bother doing, and it's going to expire in 2 minutes. And I've got the storyline mission that I am going to complete. We just met our lawyer, our contact down south, and he wants us to go and find a contact who's hosting a party on a yacht. He's Colonel Cortez. Basically, the first thing we did when we got to Vice City is we did a drug deal that went horribly wrong, and we lost both the money and the product. So now we got to find out who's behind all of it.
The product.
The product, yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. All right, so grab this bike because it's faster. And here we are at the party. We're going to skip the party, and we're going to take the lovely Ms. Colonel Cortez.
Maybe.
It's so difficult having a rich
And she's complaining about having a rich and powerful father, how awful it must be to host extravagant parties on the yacht. She wants to go to the club, so whatever, we're just going to drop her off and go about our business. And the Rampage is still going. You can see it's now down to 43 seconds, and when I start the next mission, it'll still be going, and it'll expire during the next storyline mission, which, again, since the Rampage expires, the game no longer thinks I'm on a mission because I just failed one. And basically, after that, I'm just going to start the Rampage again, and all of that is important to set it up so that when the Rampage is about to expire, I'm ready to start like the next mission after this one. So I'll start the next mission, the Rampage expires, and then I'll start the next mission again. And when you start that mission twice, it actually causes a glitch. Well, kind of not really a glitch. It's intended mechanics, but it allows us to complete the mission very quickly. I think I didn't make it in time. In fact, I did. All right. I didn't want to get on my bike because if I did, then there was a chance that I would be warped back into the Malibu, which is the club I just went to. And it would have despawned my bike, and that would have been all kinds of bad. I'm going to come over here to grab a shotgun. It'll come in handy for later. And we're going to go meet the chef down here in the alleyway, and by meet, I mean run him over. And we're going to take his phone, as criminals tend to do. He had information, well, we believed he had information on where our product went, but he did not. So I just restarted the rampage there for the second time. I was able to do that because, again, I had failed it earlier in the mission. And now we just met another major character, Lance Vance. And he has a stake in all of this because his brother was actually killed in the drug deal. So he also wants to find out who's behind all of this. So, you know, the enemy of... No. We have a common enemy. Okay, there was another term I was going to use, forgot. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, or something?
That's it.
Yeah!
Yeah, you got
see?
it.
Hey.
So he's our partner in crime.
Exactly, yeah, pretty much. And he's actually kind of notorious for killing runs and being generally unhelpful. If you've ever played Vice City Stories, you know just exactly how terrible this character is. Just like how awful he is with his decision making. All right, so that was like the little tutorial about how to get weapons, you know, go to the ammunition, blah, blah, blah. And we've dropped him off now, or he's dropped us off back at our hotel. I can move in this cutscene because I got to the hotel at the beginning of the game very early and I skipped a cutscene that was going to play out there. And because I skipped it, it played again, and because two cutscenes were like playing at once, it glitched out and I was able to move during that cutscene. So I could run up the road and grab a car very quickly. I grabbed a car from the road instead of one of the parked ones because if I grabbed a parked car, there's a chance that there's an alarm that will go off. And it's very important that I don't have a wanted level here because phone calls are about to come into play because I stole somebody's phone earlier. Phone calls, you can't really do anything while these are going. You can only just like move around. You can't start missions because you're technically on a mission when you're on a phone call or when the phone is ringing, and that'll come into play later actually. So I can't really do anything except run around. And so the rampage is about to expire as I explained earlier, so I'm going to start the mission, the rampage is going to expire, and then it's going to start the mission again. There we go. Skip the cutscene, watch this happen all over again, deja vu. And we're going to grab a bike, and I'm just going to sit back and wait, and the mission is basically going to like complete itself. Because this entire mission is about damaging cars. And if you look back there, you can see one of those cars is on fire. Basically, like, I caused two sets of cars to spawn on top of each other, and that basically, you know, it completed the mission for me. I didn't have to damage the cars, they damaged each other.
So like the physics sort of dealt the damage?
Yeah, exactly, definitely. All right, so Riot is the last mission from Ken Rosenberg. It's actually the mission where you meet Avery Carrington, voiced by Burt Reynolds, dude. Fantastic. We'll meet him later. He gives us a phone call. It's awesome. But the Avery missions, a lot of people don't know this. They're entirely optional. If you've played this game before, you probably know that Avery missions is being very frustrating. Excuse me while I cause chaos here and blow myself up. That's a death warp. That mission, Avery just wanted you to like run his competitor out of business, so we just blow up his competitor's vans.
So instead of just slashing prices, you just shotgun everything.
Yeah, exactly. It's,
excellent.
It's how
Wonderful
criminals
plan.
do it, man. The protagonist in like mini games is just a complete psychopath, and Tommy Vercetti is definitely that. So here's another phone call. This is going to unlock Colonel Cortez's mission. We met him at the party. That's what we're talking about right now. So I did a death warp again, another death abuse, to get back to the docks faster. And I'm just taking this phone call on the way down there. But yeah, Avery mission's completely optional. It's kind of sad because it has that awesome RC Heli mission that so many people are familiar with, you know?
Not really a fan of those controls.
It's easy, man. You got to read the prompts. Well, then again, it's in Japanese, so, I mean, actually, it might be a little more difficult than you think.
No, even the English prompts don't help you on that mission.
Yeah, a lot of people find it easier with the controller. So the first thing Cortez wants us to do is to take out a rat. I think that's what they call it in the mob. Somebody that sells you out. Somebody that gives away your secrets. So he gives us a chainsaw and he says, go take care of my rat. Or the swine, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to take kind of an arbitrary route there. I'm going to save another replay here. Replays are abused a lot in this game to do all kinds of fun stuff, you know, access things remotely and whatnot. So I save a replay there. That'll come in handy in a couple missions, and I'm going to do this pretty nifty bike trick to get back onto the road. And here we go. We're going to go and meet the swine, the rat. His name is Gonzalez. We actually met him at the party in the cutscene we skipped. And so we're going to track him down. We got to do a couple more missions for Cortez after this one. It's pretty straightforward stuff. The early game of this run is like really hectic, right? Because you're doing the dupe and everything, and you're on a time constraint the entire time. But the mid game is a little more chill as we get into it. And then the late game picks up again because duping nonsense and all that. So here we go. There's the lovely rat. Gunned him down. We were supposed to use the chainsaw, but I picked up a pistol earlier on, and it's kind of a bad weapon, but we only have to use it for this mission, the next one. Now the game wants me to go to a pain spray, and pain sprays get rid of your wanted level. They like respray your car, and then that means the police can't find you at all. Even if they watch you drive into that garage, they'll have no clue where you are.
Cool AI.
But yeah, instead I just pick up a wanted bribe, and when you have just one wanted star, it'll expire naturally like that, and it almost actually I almost hit a pedestrian. That would have been not so good. That would have extended my wanted level. We would have had to wait around, but I got lucky. So now we're just going back to the Colonel again. We got the political public radio going on right now in the background. And here we go. That's a little quicker way to get back to the docks here. Is that little trick going around the back of the building, but it's kind of scary because you're right next to the water and you can't swim. You can't swim. Tommy Vercetti can drive bikes, cars, helicopters, fixed-wing aircraft, boats, but he can't swim. God help you if you fall in water. It's just awful.
Well, clearly he never learned.
I mean, but dude, how do you not know how to swim?
There were 15 years in prison. I mean, a lot.
I mean, I learned to swim at a very young age. I don't even remember, dude. I was afraid of diving. I distinctly remember I was the only kid that did not dive. So, and I still managed to swim, you know? So I fell off my bike. That sucks, but I'm going to meet this guy here. He's the courier. He has something that the Colonel wants. He refuses to give it to us. I just gun him down and take it because that's what you do in a Grand Theft Auto game. You take what you want by force. Hello, there's the police behind me. That's kind of scary. When you're on a bike in this game, it's very dangerous driving a bike. You can fall off very easily. You don't want to do that, obviously. And especially not when the police are around because they can bust you when you're lying on the ground. So I kind of played it safe there. I sat back, tried to see what he was going to do, and then navigated my way around it. So there we go. That mission is supposed to be like a really long chase, but instead, you know, I just catch up to him, gun him down, and it's pretty simple. Remember that replay I saved like 2 missions ago? We're going to use that now. There's a gun stashed in the parking lot for us where I saved it, and I pick it up, but I don't like actually pick it up. I pick it up and it triggers a cutscene though. Like I interact with it and it triggers the cutscene, and then I can grab it when I'm here. And now I'm going to do another little cute bike exit like that, and I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to pick up this clothes icon to get into a suit. And I'm going to save a replay there as well. I'll come back to that later. Close replays are pretty advantageous during this section of the game. They can let you move in cutscenes. If you like activate the replay and pick up the close icon in the replay right before a story cutscene or a mission cutscene or anything of the sort, you can actually move around in it. And it's fantastic, and it makes this mission so much easier. There used to be an awful snipe you had to do, and snipes in this game are terrible because your mouse control is just awful. It jumps over pixels and everything, and you can't like change it in the menu because it only changes the X-axis, and that's just, you know, 2002 PC ports. So Cortez wants us to watch over this deal between Diaz, Ricardo Diaz, he's the little short, stout guy, and the Cubans here. So there's a little deal going on, and the Colonel's worried that the Haitians are going to try and bust the deal, and they in fact do. So I'm going to be ready for them. It's kind of an auto-scroller. There's like sets of enemies that come in, and you gun them down real quick. It's pretty straightforward. A lot of waiting around here. So here they come. and I just shoot him in the head. Pretty straightforward. Grab a little weapon ammo there, because the Uzi will come in handy later. There we go. Get a little bit of that. Chainsaw for these guys in the van. It's pretty easy. There we go. Do a little 360 with the chainsaw. Another van's going to come down here in this alleyway. And then there will be the last car, the last little gang car, the Voodoo right there, will come around. And I'm going to have to kill one of them, activate the close replay, and then kill the next guy. And that'll trigger a cutscene. And so the idea is to get the close replay off and then kill the guy very quickly so the close replay can do its thing. So let's hope I get this.
Now, normally you can't walk in that cutscene.
Yeah, here we go. I got it. So I'll be able to walk in this cutscene. They're going to take Diaz's money, and he's going to freak out, but I'm to the rescue. You're not supposed to be able to run during this.
Wow.
And so I gun him down in the cutscene, and I just pick up the money and run.
It definitely clapped. That's a really hard trick to do.
There we go. And so I'm just running away from Diaz now as he's talking to me.
I just want to point out that mission, if you don't get that, is really frustrating because you have to chase that guy down.
Yeah, you
the whole
have to chase
town.
it down, and it's awful and not fun.
Of course, you run out of ammo, so you have to like crash into him. It's terrible.
Yeah, you're supposed to like shoot from him from behind, but your bullets generally just hit the bike instead of the dude himself, so it's just like really tedious. There's a little clip here that I hopefully will be able to do. Got it.
Wonderful.
That gets you right through that gate before it unlocks. So we're taking another phone call now. This is Diaz. We're going to do missions for Diaz now. We're pretty much done with the Colonel for now. Like I said, you can't really do anything during phone calls, so I just punch that door off. It'll make it a little faster to get in, and I just turn it the right direction. So the chase, we're supposed to go and follow this guy that has wronged Diaz in some way. And we're supposed to find out where his gang hideout is, but we're not going to do the chase. It's another auto-scroller, but it's a skippable one, thankfully. And it saves a lot of time to do it the speedrun way. This drive is terrible, by the way. Like, all these hills, and there's a couple blind corners, and this, like, road doesn't really make sense. And the traffic is terrible. So getting a clean drive here is, like, really good. So far, so good. This is a blind corner. Sometimes cars like to come out of that side road. Here we go. That was pretty straightforward. All right, so this is where he lives, and we're just going to look in here. And he's escaped to the roof, so we're going to go and chase him down. No, we're not, apparently. There we go. He's shooting at us. So we're not supposed to be able to catch up to him, but instead of holding the sprint key like you're supposed to, I'm just going to tap it, and that lets me sprint for far longer than I should. So I'm, like, catching up to him, right? Run into that wall there for a little bit so I don't get too far ahead of him, because then he'll, like, soft lock for a moment. So I'm, like, way too far ahead of him, and we're going to activate this close replay and steal this guy's car that spawns in the cutscene. He's going to get in with us. We're going to drive off. And I'm going to stop here. He's going to get out, and I get out and then back in. And because the driver's side door was blocked and I was also in motion, he can't do anything. The AI just refuses to do anything, so he's just sitting in here with us. And so instead of following him around in a little Faggio, a little moped, I'm just driving him to his hideout.
No, you guys made up.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys had a really good talk. Nice.
Like, hey man, where's your gang at, man? I'm curious. I want to join. So there we go. We dropped him off, and we're just gonna go over to this bridge now. This bridge goes to Vice City West. The game is divided into two halves, like Vice City East, Vice City West. I can just walk through that. It's not solid. There's nothing special to that. You could just walk through it. And so I'm going to try and get above the bridge here. There we go. And so now I'm not supposed to be here, obviously, but I'm here for a helicopter and a phone call.
Hey, Tommy, it's Sonny.
This is Sonny. He's the mob boss from up north that sent us down here. So he's checking in on us, right? He's like wondering if we're, how the search for the money's coming along and all that.
I am worrying, Tommy. That's my style because I didn't have this problem in my life with unreliable people.
So you're not supposed to get access to this until later in the game?
Yeah, like, it doesn't unlock for a few more missions. So here we go. We're at a helicopter before we're supposed to get one. And we're going to use this helicopter for a very long time. We're going to make sure that we don't enter too many vehicles, because if we do, then, like, it'll despawn, right? I think you can only ever, like, own 2 vehicles at once. Like the game will only ever keep track of 2 vehicles for you. So we're gonna make sure we don't enter too many so that we can keep this thing around for as long as we need it. So we're just flying back to Diaz now. He's got another little mission for us. We just found the guy's, gang hideout, so now he wants us to assault it by air and get whatever he's lost back, money, drugs, whatever it is. I canceled that phone call there. I'm not going to take it because I don't need to. It's an optional side mission.
You've got an interesting way of flying helicopters.
What do you mean, like just how violent I am?
Well, you're also tilting it forward.
It's constantly nosediving.
Yeah, you got to tilt it forward because like the way you go forward, the way you actually laterally move forward is tilting it down. Also, I need to explain this. I'm not supposed to be in third person here, but a close replay lets me do that. And this gun also fires really fast. It doesn't fire that fast. It doesn't fire anywhere near that fast normally, but I think the reason it fires so fast is because like the animation is canceled when we're like this, so there's nothing to buffer the firing rate. So instead it just like, it makes it so much easier to do this mission. Usually like my camera is tethered to the side of this helicopter, but I can actually like look in any direction I want. It's very fantastic. This mission's also a little bit of an auto-scroller. We're just gonna gun down a bunch of dudes a little bit at a time here. We got some good music going. This game's soundtrack is like really good. It's one of the reasons people like are so fond about this game is like just how good the soundtrack is. This game was made in 10 months after GTA 3. The development cycle was so short. I think it was originally meant to be like just a mission pack for GTA 3, but they got carried away, and this is what we ended up with. And it's pretty good, man. The radio in GTA 3, though, has like no budget. I'm pretty sure the hip-hop station is all one label, and Double Clef FM is like all public domain classical music,
Interesting.
So then you get to Vice City after the success of GTA 3, and they just go all out with it. They get Ray Liotta, whatever his name is, for Tommy Vercetti's voice. They get Burt Reynolds for Avery Carrington, and then they just get a bomb soundtrack as well. I'm gonna shoot Lance.
Oh.
Wow.
That drops the helicopter faster. So he's dead now. You can actually kill him like 4 times in this run. It's pretty good. I grabbed that. Lance is back to life. He's coming to pick us up. He forgives us.
Wow.
It's okay. It happens.
Nice.
A life of crime, it happens. So mission accomplished. We got whatever Diaz needed. Now we're going to get this guy a boat. This mission is the fastest boat. Diaz wants a boat. That's it. He has 2 docks. He does not have a boat. 2 piers, whatever you want to call it. I guess it's important to own the pier before you own the boat, but I mean, to have 2 of them is a little much. And no boat. That's kind of silly. I guess he has the money, though, right? He's a drug lord and all that.
Right on.
I'm going to go back, actually. I want that health. I have 50 health, and you can lose a lot on this mission just because of the nature of it. There's a chance I won't need it, but just in case, marathon strats. I'm going to save another replay here over this Ice Cream Factories buy icon, and I'll come back to that way later. Not a lot of replay shenanigans to be had for a while. Pretty straightforward stuff. So this mission includes a little bit of an abuse of an intended mechanic. When you are near a boat and you hit the enter vehicle button, the game just warps you into the boat. So that's what we're going to do. We're supposed to like find a lever, gun down all these guys, go in the warehouse, find a way to get it down, but instead I just like run forward and get within this radius, and I hit the enter vehicle button and it drops, and we're out of here.
That's how that works.
Yeah, it's pretty nifty. When I first started running this game, I thought it was like something you had to do very quickly or you couldn't do it. So I would just like run up to the side of that fence there and like spam F, and sometimes I wouldn't get in the vehicle. I wouldn't get in the boat, and I would just reset over that. What a waste.
So you pressed F to pay respects?
I guess. I press F to enter vehicle. There's a phone call that's going to come in, but I'm going to try and get to the marker before it comes in. Phone calls come in like in 15 seconds after you've passed a mission. So hopefully I can make it in time. Oh, goodness gracious. We made it. Okay. Whew. It's not a huge deal. It's a short phone call, but it's better to take it later. It's pretty tight timing. So now we're going to use the boat that we just stole. There's some dude in town selling some kind of narcotics, illegal stuff that you should not have. But Diaz wants it. And there's other, like, you know, gangs on the way there, these other boats in the water that we're supposed to race. We're just going to take the fastest way there and beat them by a mile. And they're going to be not too pleased that we got there first because it's one first come, first serve. So they're going to try and chase us down. It's basically like a two-part mission. The first part is you drive there. The second part is Lance takes over and drives the boat, and you defend the boat. So here we go. Here's our dude man.
Dude man.
Just crash right into him, you know. Establish dominance. All right, there we go. So now we're just going to defend ourselves from the onslaught of gang members here. It's pretty straightforward. This feels a lot more hectic as a kid, right? Probably because you're playing on the PS2, and you're supposed to move this around with an analog stick, you know? And it's awful, but with a mouse, it's pretty straightforward. It's a lot easier. So we're just going to, like, chill, listen to the music. We got any donations over there?
We got a bunch of donations, but
Fantastic.
before I get to those, I would like to mention a couple of incentives that opened up relatively recently. The first one is Super Mario Bros. Lost Levels 2 players, 1 controller, which we need $50,000 to complete that incentive. We have a little over 5,000, just short of 6,000. That incentive will be closing around 2 p.m. tomorrow, so definitely get your donations in for some 2 players, 1 controller action. And in addition, we have, just after that, TaskBot getting revenge on Gradius. I'm sure many of you saw the first run of Gradius. It did not go so well, but TaskBot is back for his revenge, and we are going to beat it this time. And now for some donations. We have $75 from Hi2. Hey, KZ Fru from the KZ crew. No matter what you do, we'll see you through. Awesome to see you running at AGDQ. Donation of your choice, KZ.
That was the Undertale incentive, I believe, was my choice. Hi2's a bro. Thanks, man. 75 doc. 75 bucks. Real cool. Lance is dead again. He's just floating in the water. See you around, Tommy. You know, I'm dead. See you around, Tommy. So the boat's just going to drive off. It's got nothing better to do. So, yeah, now we're going to go back to our helicopter that we left at the mansion like 10 minutes ago. It's still there, hanging out on the stairs. And we're gonna fly to Cortez's Pier again because he has a mission for us. It's not on the map yet. Please don't tip over. Goodness gracious, please. Whew. All right. So we're gonna get a phone call when we land, and it's gonna be Cortez. He wants us to get some, as he calls it in the cutscene, military hardware. Harpoon, I got a question, man.
Yeah.
What do you think of when you hear military hardware?
More than likely, a very, very heavy gun.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely. No, it's not that though.
Oh.
But it's a tank. He kind of leaves that out in the cutscene. You know, it's kind of important. He wants us to steal a tank from the National Guard.
Okay, tanks have heavy guns.
All right, you win.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I'm not going to bother debating. The heavy gun is actually quite helpful too. It makes the tank like one of the fastest vehicles in the game. If you like point the gun behind you and shoot it, which is what I'm going to do because it's fast. It's pretty good. So I'm just going to fly the helicopter over to where this convoy is. And there's a couple ways you can do this. You can like park in front of the convoy and they'll stop and get out and try to clear up their path. Or you can, like, in this case, what I'm going to do is shoot the dude on top. Poor guy. And they're going to stop. The driver's going to get out for some reason. And we just sneak right in.
Oh.
And now we're just going to, like, blow them all up, shoot behind us to go real fast.
It's really interesting that that works.
One of my mods is, like, always around for this mission. And he always, like, whenever he's around, actually, I just drive terribly. So I guess he's not watching, because my driving's actually pretty good in this tank. It's like a meme, how bad my tank driving is sometimes. Good, I just completely overshot it, actually. Never mind, I spoke too soon. There we go. Cool, all right. Shoutouts to Steven. Haven't seen him in a while, he's a bro. I think he has some hardware issues going on, though. All right, so we got to run back to our helicopter. We're gonna take a phone call in the meantime, and I'm gonna do a little abuse here with the traffic if I can encounter any vehicles along the way here. There is a limited amount of like memory dedicated to traffic in this game. So if I like play a replay as a driver is getting out of the car, it'll like cause them to stay there forever. They just get out of their car and they just stand there, and their car stays there for like ever until you like load the game, until you load a save. They're just there, staring off into the distance forever, just soulless, you know? It's awful. It's an awful existence. But it's very handy because it kind of clears up the streets, like I said earlier. There's another one. I got 3 of them. It's pretty good.
Speak to you later.
All right. Just a little hop here. There we go. Cool. And now we're going to go back to the Malibu. There's a character I've neglected to mention, Kent Paul. He's like some 19-year-old chav that has his ear to the streets, right? We met him in the same mission we ran the chef over. He's actually the guy that told us about the chef. And now he's got some hot news for us regarding Lance, so we're going to go fly there and find out what that is. Tommy doesn't know yet. He hasn't gotten the phone call, but, you know.
That's not important.
Yeah, it's really not. Tommy is the puppet. So there we go.
Wonderful.
Beautiful. 10 out of 10.
So there he has a result for us. Whatever that is. Like a blood test result. All right. Death row. So what's happened now is Lance has gotten himself kidnapped because he's convinced that Diaz killed his brother. He did. But he decided to go after him himself, and he instead got himself kidnapped, and now he's being tortured. And that's what that bar is to the right. That's Lance's health. We got to get there in time and save him from the nasty goons that are holding him hostage. It's pretty straightforward, the speedrun strat anyway. You like land the helicopter near the back of the compound. You're supposed to like fight your way through it, but I mean, I don't really have time for that. I got better things to do.
And you wouldn't have a helicopter yet?
I mean, yeah, the developers definitely didn't intend you to use a helicopter for this mission. I have to park it in a very specific spot, otherwise it'll vanish, and if it does, it's going to be real sad. This is not such a good landing. I want to be precise about this. That should be fine. If it's not, it's going to get pretty messy. Just take care of these 4 dudes.
There goes my careful planning blown to
Bleep.
shit.
Okay. Lance screwed up. Yeah, so.
What do you expect me to do? Mow his lawns? We're gonna have to take out that prick Diaz.
I think mowing his
before he
lawns
takes
would have
us
been a
out.
better
Okay,
alternative to
he's
getting
done.
tortured. But
Sure, I guess. Nice
Look
to
at
see
pros
you
and
too.
cons.
Let's get
I don't know why Tommy refuses to make eye contact with him. That's how disgusted he was with Lance. He was like looking off to the side like, what's wrong with you, Lance? All right, thank goodness it's still here. Whew! I actually despawned this in practice once. I was like, oh, man.
How much time do you really lose? Like, do you have to just go find another car?
Well, it gets pretty hectic because of the fact that you skip over the majority of the compound. Most of the gang is still there hanging out, and now you have Lance tagging along with you, who's going to get caught in the crossfire, so there's a chance he could die. If you try to drive out of the compound, you're going to be shot. Your car is going to like probably catch on fire or take a lot of damage. And then after you get out of the compound, there's a couple of gang cars that'll follow you to the hospital, which we completely bypass because we have a helicopter, so whatever. Literally an airlift to the hospital. So, in the prior cutscene, Tommy said we have to take out Diaz before he takes us out. That's what we're going to do now. We're going to get in and out of the helicopter so that it doesn't despawn. Because I finished that mission in the helicopter, it was like marked for removal or something, and just getting in and out while not on a mission removes that flag, so it sticks around. But if you don't get out there, you can be quite sad because it'll despawn when you start the next mission. So now we're going back to Diaz's mansion. We're going to park our helicopter outside of his mansion, take another phone call from the Colonel. He's got another job for us, but we're not going to do it. It's optional. Poor Colonel. He's like trying to get out of town, right? He's got to do it on his own. We're not going to help him. There we go. Every time I take a phone call, I'm going to like scope, and that allows me to bypass like the phone call state where I can't really sprint or do anything. Also, I'm sliding right now. It's a little glitch. It's a method of movement that is faster than running, but slower than sprinting. And it's kind of helpful here because you're not able to move during this little bit, but if you slide and play a replay and then let go of W while in the replay, Tommy will just keep moving without your help. So I'm gonna clip in the mansion, and I'm just gonna chainsaw him through the wall.
He never saw you coming.
He really didn't. And I triggered a cutscene there, and the game wanted to like play the cutscene where you encounter Diaz, but Diaz was dead, so it just freaked out and ended the mission.
By the way, your time on Diaz was 33:42.
That's really good for a marathon. Thank you. All right, fantastic. So now Shakedown. This basically begins the second act of the game, right? If you recall the original statement about the Horatio Alger, rags to riches. We were working, you know, for the, we were the underling basically, you know, working for the mob, or, you know, just doing jobs for gangs and whatnot. And now we're going to establish our own gang, the Rossetti gang, and we got to show everybody in town that we mean business. And Tommy's idea to do that is to break a lot of windows in the mall to like scare the shop owners into paying protection money. So that's what we're gonna do. This mission has a timer. It's 5 minutes, because at the end of the cutscene, Tommy says, "I'll be back in 5 minutes." So I guess they just, you know, wanted to give the player a time constraint here. I'm gonna park this here and leave it for a while. We're going to leave the mall by unconventional means when we're all done with this. That'll be fun. So the fastest way to do this is to just use your Uzi. It's got a pretty high fire rate. So I reload with the replay. Basically, when my clip is low, I hit the replay button and it just like fills my clip again, so I don't have to bother like manually reloading. I'm gonna take a break from my storefront rampage to buy some weapons. Body armor, a great weapon, grenades, and a sniper rifle. And with some carefully placed grenades, I'll be able to blow up some windows up here without actually having to go up there.
So how many hits does a window take?
The first bullet you shoot at a window has no chance of exploding it, but every bullet afterwards has a 25% chance of blowing it up. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Some like Code Monkey that's familiar with this game is probably watching and pulling their hair out like, no, that's not it. You just lied to so many people, and I'm sorry if that's the case, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I'm going to take this car eventually, and I'm going to use the replay and buy the ice cream factory from forever ago. We're going to need to use this later. Because we left the mall by unconventional means, the game never got the instruction to load the world, so we're now in the infinite void, so to speak.
Spooky.
Yeah, the game does think we are still in the mall. You can hear the music.
Exactly. It's very lovely. So I'm going to pull up to where the mansion should be. Going to get out of my car, take a phone call. It's Kent Paul. He's got a surprise. I don't really care. It's another optional mission. It involves the band Love Fist. You don't have to do any of those missions. Not a lot of what you say makes sense, Kent Paul. So, yeah, now everything's back to normal. And I'm going to get back in this Infernus here. I'm going to limit the amount of vehicles I'm in because I need my helicopter at the mall to stick around. So this mission, Bar Brawl, there's a bar that has that is paying for protection services from a like private funded institution, I don't know, whatever, from somebody that's not us, okay? They're paying protection money to somebody that's not us. That's all that matters. We need that money. That is lost profit. So we're going to go to this restaurant, kill the guards outside, because that's how you handle business, and then talk to the manager and ask where these guys came from, and then we're going to blow up their compound and run them out of town. So there you go. I gunned them down there. Talk to the manager, check for cops. There's no cops. Good. If I like get in this vehicle with this door like gone, right, and there's a cop nearby, he can just walk up and bust me. He doesn't have to rip the door open because there is no door or anything, and he can just bust me. So it's pretty important to make sure the coast is clear. I'm going to blow this car up. That's going to kill a lot of these guys. There's another guy here. I'm going to throw a grenade at him, and I'm going to run down the street. I'm going to stop right here, and now comes a very precise mouse trick that I hope I get because it's pretty important. There we go.
Nice.
It's such an elaborate setup.
Yeah, dude, it's really handy. So I took one of their bikes, my Infernus, the sports car, despawned in the cutscene where they drove out of the compound, and I took one of their bikes. It's pretty important to, like, in that trick, to be sure not to hit their tires, because if you, like, flatten one of these bike's tires and you pick it up and take it, you're stuck with that, man. You have to drive that thing, because otherwise, if you take something else, your helicopter will despawn, and it's awful. I'm going to drive over my rose bushes.
Wow, they will never find the motorcycle.
It's like, yeah, man, seriously. It's camo color, too. It blends in perfectly. Let me just push this around, actually. Have it face the other way. Check for any cars I can glitch. There's nothing around. It's important to have cars glitched so that there's, like, no traffic on this mission, because we're going to get 5 wanted stars right off the bat.
Okay, Lance, let's get the cops' attention.
And there they are. There's a reason for that, I promise. So we left the mall earlier, right, by just warping out of it. And when we left the mall and we were driving in the overworld, if you want to call it that, you could still hear the mall music, right? That means on some level the game still thinks we're in the mall, because we never left the mall conventionally. We never interacted with any of the entrances or exits or whatever. So on this mission, Copland, if you're in the mall without a cop uniform, you get 5 wanted stars. And that's actually pretty helpful, because we want to lure cops into a garage and take their uniforms, and then we can continue with the mission. Having cars glitched during this mission makes it a lot easier, because that means there's less cop traffic on the road. And
They just go home.
yeah, they're just like, all right, that's fine, whatever. You know, a couple of our compadres just got kidnapped. It's fine. It's not, you know, it's not his payroll. He doesn't care. He doesn't get paid that much. I'm going to punch Lance in the face, if I can. There we go. I don't want him on this bike. You actually don't need him here right now. But anyway, I was saying something about, oh yeah, having cars glitched obviously makes life a lot easier in general, but on this mission it's doubly important, because you're on a bike with Lance, and if you get hit while having 5 wanted stars, it's a disaster. It can, like, ruin your run. I'm going to kill him. No, I'm not. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to drive into the mall with my bike. This is the safe strat. These guys over here to the right generally like to shoot you like that, but since I'm on my bike, I took no damage at all. But if you're on foot, they tend to do a fair bit of damage, and, you know, safe strats. Just wanted to avoid that if I could. So that's terrorism. There's no other way to put it. That's terrorism. And Lance is with us, I think. Yes, there he is. Okay. Sometimes he, like, doesn't cooperate on this mission. And I actually found a pretty handy way to have him consistently around with you, because you can't complete this mission without him. So if he's like not around and he doesn't want to get in your helicopter, that's bad news, right? That's a lot of time gone. But I found a way to, like, consistently have him around. If he's not around when I get to the helicopter, I just flail my mouse around laterally, and it works. He, like, spawns next to you and everything. It's fantastic.
He senses your distress.
Yes, he's like, don't worry, dude, I'm here. It's fine. It's okay. All right, so we're back at the mansion now. We're going to change out of our uniforms and go about our business. Any more donations, my dude?
We have $25 from Velocinator 201.
What a bro.
Shoutouts to the GTA speedrunning team and the dude running the game. Remember, Fru, remember to give us all a fair slice.
Right, I'll keep that in mind. Velocinator's a bro. I met him at TwitchCon. He's a cool dude.
We have $50 from Jake V. Shout out to all the wonderful people who make AGDQ possible, and my boy on the couch, Harpoon. Always happy to support the cause.
Thank you.
All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fly in the general direction of the print works. I'm going to get out at a very strange, specific spot. We're done with this helicopter now. I'm going to take a phone call here.
Remember me?
Hello, Sonny.
Sonny's back.
Hey, Sonny.
He's checking on us again,
You never write me, you never call.
because we are, like, doing business ourselves now. We are making a lot of money, and he's not getting any of it, and he's starting to get ticked off about that.
Busy, all right. Busy killing drug barons.
I was going to do kind of a YOLO strat here, but I don't want to do it. Shoutouts to Anti-Streaks. I told him I would do it, and I'm not going to. I mean, let's be real. There's no point. Safety save. I'm going to safety save the game. All right. And I'm going to activate this mission at the same time as I activate the replay. I made a replay over a Rampage icon that wasn't around because I was on a phone call. But then I finished the phone call, and everything went back to normal, and I could activate it and start this mission at the same time. I'm going to save a replay here. That's where the save icon for this property is. When you activate a save icon within the same zone of the property, and you're in a vehicle, it just teleports you to it. It's fantastic. It also does it if you're on foot, but it brings up the save menu at the same time, so it's a little bit slower. I tried to get that taxi to stop, but he didn't want to. So now I'm just going to run up this road. The Printworks asset, what we just bought, is all about like actually printing money. So Tommy is like, how do we do that? And so he goes to Kent Paul to find out where we can find the gear to print money. And he says, oh, go to the cargo ship in the docks. There's a guy that can tell you how you can get a hold of some quote-unquote plates for printing money. And that's what we're going to do now. Basically, like the second act of Vice City, like I said earlier, is all about like buying up property and then, you know, like making a profit off of it. Doing the missions, and then eventually they start paying protection money for you, and you can collect that at any point throughout the game. But I'm going to avoid most of that and instead do the same asset 5 times by glitching the game out in a certain way that it'll actually like it'll increase the assets owned that I have, but it doesn't like actually pass the mission all the way, so I can like activate it again over and over and over until I get to 5. And it's really hard to count to 5, by the way. When you're like doing this speed run, it's really hard to count to 5.
We might need your help.
Yeah, I'm serious.
Wow.
I'm dead serious. I need help counting to 5, guys. I'm gonna jump off the boat. There we go.
Tactical roll.
Exactly. Oh no, they're gonna get in a fight there. The Cubans and the boat dudes. Fantastic. So this rampage is gonna run out. The entire reason I did this is because when I finish this mission, I want the phone to ring. And the reason I want the phone to ring is because I'm going to use it to manipulate like my on-mission state, as you want to call it. Like there's 2 states. There's...
Wow. That was unfortunate.
This dude is completely a blind corner, man. I could do nothing about that.
It's all right.
Welcome to Vice City speedrunning, dude. All right. So what was I saying? Okay, I want my phone call to ring. I want my phone to ring. Duh. And the phone's going to ring. I'm going to pass the mission. The phone's going to shut up, but it's still ringing. I'm going to start this mission, and then I'm going to get on my bike. The phone's going to stop ringing, and it's going to tell the game that since the phone stopped ringing, it now no longer considers me on a mission. So I have a mission script running. I have the second Printworks mission running. And at the same time, I'm going to go down here and activate the ice cream mission. It's called Distribution, because you distribute ice cream, if you want to call it that.
Mr. Whoopi?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, all right.
And so now what I've done is that fade out was the game basically like passing the asset for me, but it didn't like fully pass the mission. So now I own an additional +1 asset, but I can still take the mission again and do that same exact process 5 times, like I said, because you need to own 7 assets in total to complete the game. So in the speedrun, that's the mansion, which is required, the Printworks, which is also required, and then 5 Cherry Poppers assets, instead of like, you know, film studio, taxi cab company.
And this is the reason you're playing on the Japanese version?
Yes, this is the glitch. This does not crash on the Japanese version. It crashes on international, Steam release, it crashes on retail release. So yeah, this is the only version that doesn't crash for whatever reason. I couldn't tell you. I don't know the black magic wizardry of Vice City all that well, just like playing the game, dude. All right, what am I up to, 3?
This is 3.
Okay, thank you. I told you, it's hard, man. Counting to 5. Whew, okay. Sometimes I really do lose count, like during practice runs, and I'm just like, well, I hope this is 5. And I have a pretty good feeling of how long this is supposed to take, so it usually is 5.
It's okay, chat can't count to 5 either.
Yeah, it's true. When I'm doing runs and the chat's counting to 5, like all hype, they're just like really bad at it. Because there's a delay and everything, so I mean, I give them the benefit of the doubt.
What's going on?
All right, that's 4. 4. There we go. And the last one.
And you have to do this like pretty fast, right?
Oh yeah, you get like I said, phone calls come in like every 15 seconds, so you have to get down here like really quick and then get back on your bike really quick, because you want the phone to ring when you get back to the Printworks. If it rings when you're like getting back on your bike, that's bad. Oh goodness.
There is a backup strat if that happens, but it wastes time.
Yeah, it's there's another backup involving using a police cheetah and all that. All right, so that's 5, right?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. I was worried for a second. I was like,
no, you're good.
please tell me that's 5. So now I'm taking this phone call. He's kind of mad because he's called me 5 times and I didn't answer.
Can I get a swift rage in the chat?
Okay. So now I'm actually going to do the mission that I started 5 times. Hit the courier, the second Printworks mission. We're going to go down here, and we're going to intercept a helicopter that's arriving at the docks. And there's a lady on board that has the plates is what they call it. I don't know. I don't know anything about like actual counterfeiting. Okay, I'm a honest, law-abiding citizen. So apparently this is necessary for money laundering. No, money printing. Money laundering is different. But you need to launder the money you print, right?
Yes?
I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
Again, honest, law-abiding citizen. I'm going to have her talk instead of the guy on the phone because her lines are shorter than the guys on the phones. So it saves a little bit of time to have her speak instead of whatever phone call line is going on. So now I'm going to wait. There's a helicopter in the distance.
Now, these people are supposed to be shooting you, right?
Yes, they're supposed to be shooting me, but when you're on a phone call, the AI just ignores you. They don't care. They just strictly do not care. I'd shoot them, but I don't want a wanted level. Okay. Whew. Sometimes the soft locks. Please come down here. Okay. All right, I'm going to shoot her. She's going to get out.
Fall out.
Yep, and get the plates. There we go. And don't get shot all that much. Jeez. Jeez. Okay, we should be fine. Unless I get a flat tire, then I'll be salty. Okay, that's fine. We're good. I've had world record pace runs die because I get a flat tire here. It's awful. It's the worst feeling. All right, so I'm going to activate the save icon. It's going to teleport me back here. I'm going to take this phone call. I'm going to end the mission at a very specific point in the phone call and do it a very specific way. Because when the phone call ends, the mission marker for the Printworks... Hold on. Okay, so the mission marker for the Printworks is going to come back when this phone call is over. And if I start the mission again by standing in that spot where, you know, you both pass the mission and activate missions there, that's real bad news. It causes unfun things to happen, like soft locks, I think. I don't know. I haven't done it in a while, because I tend not to do things that involve, like, ruining my runs, you know? So this is Cat the Collectors. This is the 3rd act of the game that's about to start. I'm going to glitch more cars because it's important for this section of the game. So the Mafia is real mad, like the up north Mafia. So we got problems. They're coming down here. And they're gonna tax our assets, but we only own 2. So the one they're gonna choose to tax is the ice cream. God, what's it called?
Cherry poppers.
Cherry poppers. Thank you.
Cherry poppers.
Shut up.
Okay.
So I can actually kill these guys from here by doing this snipe through the wall. This is some seriously vax stuff.
How does that
If
work?
I can pull it off. I pulled it off. That's amazing. That works because sniper bullets strictly don't have collision. Thank you. I know it doesn't look visually impressive. I just shoot a wall and drive off, but they're dead, I promise you. So now I'm going to intercept these next 2 sets of collectors here. There's 3 collector sets in total, 2 guys on a dirt bike each, because that's all the Mafia up north can afford, really. Do not get away from me. You got away from me. I don't like you, dude. Come on, man. What on good green earth?
So the only downside is that you have to
he
chase him
said
down
something.
there, right?
He said something. He hit my dude that I glitched out like forever ago. Thank you, man. What a bro. What a bro. Also, that bike is driving itself now.
Nice.
So, little fun stuff. Sometimes these collectors up here, the set I'm about to intercept, they do something stupid. So I'm going to see if they do it here. I really hope they do it. It's funny. It's real good. It wastes time in the speed run, but yeah. Excellent.
See ya.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So there you go. You got them down. And the last mission about to happen. Here we go. It's going to take place at the mansion we own. It's not really our mansion. You know, it's Diaz's mansion, but we killed him, and now we own it because that's how property law works in the United States, I guess. I don't know. But
Seems good.
yeah, basically. So what we're going to do now is park this bike grind it against the wall here and like jump over it while taking the final phone call. It's going to be Lance telling us to get to the mansion. There we go. Take the phone call. Get over the wall. That's harder than it looks. I almost choked away a race once because I couldn't get over that wall. It's fantastic. All right, final mission. Keep your friends close. Ironically enough, Lance betrays us. He's sold us out to the mob. So now the mob's here. Trust me, they're here. They're here. They're not like on the screen, right? But if you just like stand here and you don't do anything, they don't spawn. So we're just gonna chill for like a couple minutes. I guess you got any donations, my man?
I got a bunch of donations.
Brilliant.
We have $20 anonymous donation. Hey guys, first time donating. Had to do it during the GTA game with the best soundtrack. Please put this toward the 2-player 1-controller run of Mario Lost Levels. We have $25 from Tristan Wolf.
Hey.
KZ, Vice City has been really fun to watch you run, and I'm looking forward to seeing you destroy this game again tonight at GDQ. I'll put this donation towards Runner's Choice.
That was the Undertale incentive. Thank you, Tristan. He's a really cool dude.
We have $50 from Greg L. Watching KZ Fru run GTA Vice City. Hilarious runner, fantastic run. Well done.
Hey, thanks, man. Okay, so Lance has decided to show up. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna like run past him. He's gonna like teleport because he cheats, and then I'm gonna chainsaw him to death. And that's it. Yep. He's supposed to run up to the roof. It doesn't actually like save time killing him that way. This entire mission's on a timer, right? But it's just like more efficient because I get to stay around here instead of having to run up to the roof. I have low health kind of, so I'm gonna run down here and grab some. While I defend my safe, they're actually stealing money from me right now. I don't really care because, you know, it's whatever. It's a speed run, not a money run. So I'm just gonna like gun them down for a little bit. Hey man, come on. If you've ever seen Scarface, this is very much kind of like Scarface, I guess. You know, except in this case, Tony Montana wins, I guess. I'm gonna get in my car, and I'm gonna drive into my mansion. Because I want to. It's my mansion. It's my car. You can't stop me. So now Sonny's here. That's Sonny in the middle there. I've still got my car on me. But this is not actually like the fast way to do it. I guess this is the swag way of doing it. Just like running them over with the car in the mansion. It's pretty good. And there we go, he's dead. I'm gonna back up because it's kind of funny when I do that. You get to see me in the background of the cutscene. Also time, right?
Nice. GG.
Incredible.
Excellent. There's a car at the top of the stairs. It's probably like gonna slowly start sliding, I hope. It looks like it is. Fantastic.
Oh my God,
So that's Ken
Tommy,
Rosenberg. That's a
what
lawyer. He was the first guy we met in the game.
It looks like you ruined your suit, and Tommy, that was a
That is such a beautiful suit.
Tommy, what on earth happened?
So I guess the glitch exhibition incentive was met. I got a couple fun stuff that'll show off. A couple fun stuff. That's really good. Good language.
Your time on that run was 56:11.
That's fantastic. Wow. World record is 52:58 by Anti-Streaks. I didn't believe in that guy. He said he was like, "Hey KZ, I'm going for sub 53," and I'm like, "Good luck." And then like 2 days later, he finds new strats and he gets it. And I'm just like, well, making me feel bad. Making me look bad too. The car is just providing a very good, I don't know, like picturesque spotlights on our characters here. It's very good.
I think this could be the beginning of a beautiful business relationship. After all, you're a conniving, backstabbing, two-bit thief.
Yep.
And I'm a convicted psychotic killer and drug dealer.
Fantastic. It is, man. Fantastic. All right. Let's get out of the credits. You can't skip that cutscene, so I promise I wasn't wasting your time. Hello? Okay, thank you. It's because I was in my car. That's right. Whew. All right. I was like hitting space and it wasn't skipping. I'm like, what's the problem? But when you're in a car, you have to skip cutscenes with W. All right. So there's a glitch incentive, glitch exhibition incentive that I'll show off right quick. So I'm gonna load this save. You can't actually save the game here. I did this with a third-party tool, but for demonstration purposes, I'm gonna load the save here. There's a couple like little fun Easter eggs that people that aren't like intimately familiar with the game with and might find amusing. This wall right here is not solid because there's a little fun Easter egg hiding here. A literal Easter egg. It says Happy Easter and everything. It's fantastic. Also, these newspapers are from GTA 3, like straight out of GTA 3. You can see like the word Liberty on the top there. They all say Zombie Elvis found, and that says win stuff at the bottom there. This isn't really a glitch, but it's like a fun little demonstration of a poorly coded mechanic, fall damage. I'm gonna like fall from here, and I'm gonna take like 31 damage. That's kind of lenient, man. Falling from a several-story building.
I'm not sure you'd make it out of that alive.
Exactly. Yeah, you do that GTA 4, man. Your legs are broken, and Nico is just really devastated. I didn't mean to get out of that in that way, but so there's another little Easter egg behind this wall here. I have a wanted level. Let me cheat that away. I'm gonna use like a couple cheats for demonstration purposes, but everything I show off you can do without. So I need a rocket launcher for this. Strictly a rocket launcher. If you like back up here against this wall, as far as you can on these helmets, and scope with a rocket launcher while facing outward, you turn around and there's this in the wall. It's Ronald Reagan with like a Desert Eagle that's using Mikhail Gorbachev as target practice. I guess it's topical because this game takes place in 1986. Why are you people running into my car? All right, so, hey, this is convenient. I want a bike right now. So the next thing I'm gonna do.
Wow.
I know, right? And he can't swim. Remember that. All right. So now I'm going to drive to the laundromat because there's a close icon there, and there's a little glitch I'm gonna do involving the phone call, the close icon, and this bike. When I get off the bike, the phone's gonna be ringing, and I'm going to pick up the close icon, and nothing's gonna happen until I get back on the bike, because that's when the phone call will stop ringing, and then the close icon will activate while I'm on the vehicle. Whoa, dude. Where is this? Where am I going, son? Is it right there? No, I need to head a little further south. Yes, okay. All right, the laundromat's right around this corner here. So I get off, the phone's ringing. I'm gonna hold the phone call button to make this a little easier for me. Get back on the bike, let go of the phone call, and now I'm standing on the bike in my magnificent tracksuit that matches the bike.
What?
Fantastic. It's so good. So now this, I call this the Flintstones glitch. And so basically now, this is actually like helpful, okay? This is done in 100% runs for the purpose that you can't fall off your bike and you can't get busted when you're like this. I can just do whatever I want. And I will never fall off my bike.
Dude, sick 360.
Yeah, sick 360. Dude. You can do like stunt jumps like this too. It's fantastic. Check that out. That's like a 720, right? If I could get a wanted level, you won't take me alive. You won't take me alive. Yeah, here come the cops, man. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm crouching. So they're not gonna be able to bust me. They're just kind of confused. They don't know what to do. They're just gonna walk around. My camera is stuck. Okay, there we go. It's just because it's long range now. There we go. So I'm gonna get rid of that now. Leave me alone. And next thing I'm gonna do is, I guess I'll go to the mansion. There's a couple fun things we can do at the mansion here. Just get back on my bike the regular way. If you just like scope with a two-handed weapon, or you fire with a weapon that you can do a drive-by with, it'll revert that Flintstone state or whatever you want to call it. So we'll go back to the mansion, and there's a little secret that I found one day. It's not a secret. It's like a glitch. There's a way to move on foot that's faster than sprinting, but the setup is so convoluted that it's never helpful anywhere in the run. So I'm just gonna hop over this wall. I told you this is hard, dude. I told you I've almost lost races because of that. So I'm gonna pick up an adrenaline pill, which slows time, which is part of the reason that's not advantageous. And I'm gonna like start a replay while switching to a two-handed weapon, and that gets me to like enter this what we call sliding state. And so now I'm gonna go activate this mission. It's rub out from earlier, if you remember. It's the mission where we killed Diaz. And when I activate it, it stops the slow-mo. And now I'm moving faster than sprinting, which is fantastic, except it's obviously so convoluted that it's never helpful. Also fantastic animations too. It's so good. So yeah, I also can't stop moving. There we go. I mean, I can stop moving when I shoot, but if I like hit W or anything, then it'll revert the state. Can I like get you, dude? Okay, hold on. There we go. Fantastic.
Wow, he was a trooper.
I know, dude. He's got like so much health. I'm going to use a costume cheat here because this cutscene is fantastic when you do the Lance model. So also, because we glitched in the mansion, the interior is not loaded. So this cutscene is going to look pretty weird. So he's like crawling on the air, right? And here come two Lances.
Look what you've done.
Double the revenge. This is what the game would have looked like if Lance's brother survived, I guess.
Say goodnight, Mr. Diaz.
Fantastic. All right. So there's that widescreen from earlier. And we own the mansion again. Great. Next, I guess I'll get back into Tommy's normal clothes here. Change the outfit here. Here we go. Casual street outfit. So Tommy is actually like really flexible. I don't know why I have to leave the mansion twice. Okay. So if I get a two-handed weapon and I move forward just a little bit and hit replay, Tommy will just like be stuck like this, right? And then if I hit replay again, this happens.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, it's fantastic. It's awful. When the first time this happened to me, I was like legit scared. I was like, oh my God, what have I done? And I don't know, dude. It's awful. It just like goes back to it. If you like step forward, you get rid of that. But yeah, it's really terrible to see. This next glitch I really like, but I can only really do it in a marathon setting with a cheat code. So I'm going to get a car that I can do it with here. And I'm going to activate the flying cars cheat. And that's not the purpose of this demonstration here. Obviously, the car's going to take off because it's flying and all that.
Wow.
But if you like bail out of it when the driver's side door is up in the air, like this, hopefully, if I can get off the ground. There we go. It just stays in the air. It's just stuck. It's like some Hogwarts stuff, right? Like flying cars and everything. I don't know, dude. It's crazy. I don't know how this happens. Somebody call Dan Hauser. I wanna know. Dan Hauser might be watching. You're cool, dude. I'm sorry. You made a good game. But yeah, you can just like pop a tire and it comes back down. Also, I guess I'll show this. Oh, darn it, my phone stopped ringing. Leave me alone. Seriously, leave me alone, dude. Leave me alone. Type it. Jeez. Jeez Louise. All right, so I'm going to wait for a phone call. And like I said earlier about phone calls, the AI just completely ignores you, which is really handy. And so I'm going to take this phone call, and I'm going to glitch out my game state so that the phone call, like, script is just stuck. Like, the phone has stopped. The phone conversation has stopped. It's, like, hung and everything. And if I get, like, the attention of the police. There we go. They should be, like, all over the streets now. Right? Hello? I need some police. Here they come. Here they come. I'm guilty. I did it. Please. What are you doing?
Oh,
okay, bye. See you later. Like, they strictly don't care because you're still, like, on the phone call, right? The phone call script is stuck. They strictly don't care. There goes the SWAT, you know? Why? I'm right here. They just despawn and everything. Like, this cop is just walking around. You can shoot him. He doesn't care. I mean, he dies, so he can't care. Yeah, there they go. Hey, man, why are you? Oh, that's why. That's why. Okay, all right, there we go. They were flying away. I forgot that sheet was on. But look, they strictly don't care. They get out of their car and they're like just minding their business. So yeah, anyway. I can't think of anything else I was gonna show. That's like pretty much it. Dude, chill. So yeah, I hope that demonstration was worth it. Thanks guys for watching. Be sure to stick around, especially for TaskBot. I was in practice room and TaskBot looks amazing, but I'm pretty much done here, so we can move on. Thank you guys.
Nice
You're all
work.
fantastic.
Well, I certainly agree. That was definitely fantastic there. I hadn't seen quite a few of those glitches before. We have an anonymous $10 donation. 5th year donating, first time seeing a GTA speed run. Casey Frew is Vice City's best tour guide. So many PogChamp moments. We have $15 from Cleve TV. To KZ, great job from Cleve and all your lounge teammates. Let's turn that tank around and shoot cancer together. We have $10 from Kyle Joe. Hey KZ, loving your run so far. GTA Vice City has always been